Hello there, Jen here. Hope everybody's well. This is going to be a story that goes along with today's stream, but it also goes along with my testimony. If you haven't heard the strange background of myself and my mother, that is throughout. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm not going to keep going over old ground to talk about newer stuff or newer bits of the story that apply to the current one. Just for reference, if you don't know who you're looking at, it's Van Gogh. And my story has a lot to do with his, I think he might have had something in that ear that he deleted from himself. I think he might have had a chip or something in there. So if we want to talk about chips and all this starting back in the 50s, I think we might have to go a little bit further or re-examine again our history that we were told. Regardless, the title of this video should be Calibration. Calibration, or to calibrate, is the process of measuring accuracy against an already set standard. If you are calibrating one system to work with another, then you are testing their accuracy together in tandem. Now, this is how I knew that I was targeted. This is how I knew I probably had something in my body or somebody supernaturally playing with me. It's neither here nor there. It's up to you to make your own decision based on what I tell you. But either way, I knew I was being monitored, and I knew somehow I was a part of some system or cloud or hive, as a lot of us have taken to calling it. So here we go. I call this the kickoff event. I was purposely traumatized for a period of months, but really badly for a period of a few days when my phone was taken from me and a few other things happened. And there was this moment when there was a lot of yelling, a lot of fussing, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I'm just coming to the realization that nothing is as it seems, and I'm arguing with a person I think is my spouse, who now I've come to understand is probably my handler. I've probably been a part of this for a long time, and they probably came to quote-unquote collect. When I turned about 17, I was told I was signing life insurance papers. But again, this is why you read everything and don't sign anything. Just stop doing it. I didn't know. I was trying to be a good girl, and that's how they manipulate me. Well, don't you want to be good? Don't you want to do this good thing? Yeah, well, it doesn't really work that much anymore because I use my own discernment now. Regardless, we were in the kitchen, me and my spouse, and for whatever reason, my oldest son and my spouse's, at the time, best friend was around a lot, and a lot of these things he did were in front of him and in front of my son. It's like everything I told him he was repeating to our son and to his best friend, and I'm like, why are you doing this? And at first I thought it was just some secret organization, like, okay, this is some type of initiation, which I'm still not completely sold on the fact that that's not what it was, but regardless. There was a moment when I thought to myself, I was like, oh my God, my whole life is a lie, and I call it the moment I came untethered. It's when I realized I had no connections here in this world anymore, that I had no one that cared about me for the sake, just for being me. And it's a very shocking realization. Anyway, we're standing in the kitchen where most things in the home happen. And I thought it in my mind first. I said, oh my God, my whole life is a lie. And I went to say it. And as I went to say it, he said it first and looked really excited about it. And I'm like, I'm shocked. I could just imagine my chin's on the floor. And I said, how did you know what I was going to say? And I already knew by the look on his face, by the way he shouted it out, that like it was some type of, I call it calibration happening, because he spoke what I was thinking. And I said, how did you do that? I said, how did you just pull something out of my, and it went right to distract method, like he went and made it all about him, how his life was a lie, this, that, and the other. Now you're going to say that's no big thing, but if you add it up with everything else, it is a big thing, and I'm going to give you further proof here. But again, I don't have physical evidence or proof of this event. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. On the channel, I am seeking and searching for answers, and I was waylaid and sidetracked for a long, big part of my life, which I don't consent to either. We shouldn't be kept so busy that we don't even know who or what we are ourselves. It's just a very sad state of affairs that humanity as a whole is allowing this to continue and allowing people to be harmed. They say God allows things. God gave us this domain. We have a job to do here, and we're not doing it. We want either the government to fix it or God to fix it. While we do nothing, that doesn't fly with me. Not anymore. So I call it the calibration because in this, I think it was the same day. It might have been the same couple of days. It was the same event. And I had realized that his notebook was more than a school notebook, that he had certain important notes there with just food company names and diseases and foodborne illnesses. And I'm like, what is this? Why is he writing these things down? And I took it from him, and he wanted it back, so he took it. And then he got in the shower, and I was like, I know right where he put it. So I went and got it, and I grabbed it. Oh, that's how I proved it. That's right. Backtrack a little. He took it from me, and he went and, hid it or did something with it. And I was like, I'm going to prove to you that I know you were in my head. I said, I'll go get that right now from where you put it. And I went up into the closet, got it out from behind a trunk, a footlocker that was in the closet, and pulled out this, stupid notebook. And I said, I told you, I know what you're doing. I call that the moment of calibration, and it was the moment when I awoke to the fact that my thoughts are not entirely inherently my own. I knew that I needed the protection of God, and I knew I needed to start learning about things that maybe scared me. Maybe I was told we're no good. Maybe I was told we're occultish. I needed to know what was going on in my life to take the reins back. Now, you should look up this story. I talk about Van Gogh off and on, but it's a fascinating story. He had a couple of people around him, a partner and a best friend, and he mailed his ear to the partner and the best friend who were then together. Allegedly, they said that, and the only evidence we have to go off at this time is his best friend and his partner who were then together. They said he ended himself. They said he was crazy. They said he was hearing voices. Every story you hear, you need to build the framework around it yourself and discern what you believe for yourself. Stop being told lies. Stop believing lies. And just because somebody says, oh, well, that's just fairy tales, guess what? A lot of fairy tales have turned out to be sadly true, unfortunately for us. Wake all the way up. Take your free will and your sovereignty back. Declare it aloud so they can hear you if they're monitoring you. And tell them you no longer consent. The only one that's allowed to be privy to your thoughts is the one who made you, your creator, maker, the Most High God. And then you give your free will back to him. That is step one. I repeat it all the time for anyone new who might be here. You guys have a blessed day. We'll talk more in the future. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about the way Christ looks. You know that they have all these images out there right now of him. That way when they have this false Christ, they can say, oh, that's Jesus. He looks just like his picture. It's not good that we sit here debating about exactly what he looks like. It's about his heart. We are told in Scripture that he was ruddy. That means he had the ability to blush. He was able to blush. His cheeks could turn pink. He could be a redhead. He could be a Native American Indians who were called Redskins. He could be blonde-haired and just very pale. We don't know. You're allowing them to set you up. And I think this is why they debate about his race all the time, is to see, they want to see where the population is heading. They're testing you so that when they deceive you, they have all the tools to do it, and you're giving them all the answers. This is why you got to be careful what you comment on videos, too. I don't care so much. I'm not you, though. You guys have a blessed day. We'll talk more soon. Oh, heavens. How do I get